Hey guys, welcome back to Canada Dreams. I know you haven't seen me for a long time, but hopefully I'm back to the videos now. I know there is a lot of confusion going on Canada immigration side that how immigration 2022 will look like because of the recent election in Canada, labor shortage, COVID-19 effect has been reduced and the borders have been reopened. So the questions you will have in your mind is when the FSWP draw will start. What is the best and fast option to immigrate to Canada now? Is PNP a better option? Then how the new NOC system will affect to the applicants who are already in express entry or PNP application pool. So today in this video you will get all your answers. We have Kohinoor who is RCIC registered immigration consultant and she will be answering all the questions for us. So without wasting our time, let's start the video. Hi Kohinoor, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. So thank you so much for joining us today and help us to clarify some of the immigration related questions. And before we start that, I would like to ask you to please introduce yourself and please tell us about yourself.
Sure, I can do that. My name is Kohinoor Dev Roy. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I'm based in Edmonton, Alberta, and yeah, it's a wonderful place to be in.
Yeah,
We are almost starting and at the beginning of winters, and yeah, I'm looking forward for this amazing session.
perfect. So I'm okay. So let's start some of the questionnaires that we have from uh, subscribers or like the common question and answers so that people can understand what is the new immigration process in 2022. So the first question is like after Canada's election, what do you think about the major changes in the immigration process?
Sure. So, as we know, Canada's federal election just got over, and we have the previous government back in power. I mean, they are continuing to be in power. So, even if this is my observation, people can differ. Even if the other government would have other party, opposing party, even if they would have come into power, nothing major would have changed because all the parties in Canada recognize the importance of immigration and how it impacts the economy and how the way the economy is evolving, the way the population is growing. So both the parties did realize that and will continue to do that. So after election, so we are going to be continuing on the same mandates and on the same policies, and maybe the current party is going to be working on bettering the system. Some of the things which I, as an immigration professional, expect would be the current files which are already in process, maybe better processing, because due to pandemic, due to staffing shortages, movement, because our whole life as such has been impacted. From regular working, we had moved to remote working. So yes, it did impact the processing time of a lot of files which have been in process. So I'm hoping those would be addressed. Secondly, we have a new immigration minister. His name is
Yes.
Sean Fraser. Yes, so it was recently announced. Marco Medicino did a wonderful job, and I think the new immigration minister is going to be continuing the legacy, in fact, working better. Interestingly, he is from Nova Scotia. So, and Nova Scotia is one of the primary Atlantic provinces, and I'm hoping a lot of a focus would be there. The Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program should continue, and yeah, let's look forward. He's just less than a week into his
Yeah,
office. Yeah.
and also like I see there are a lot many new process has been started. Like for example, permanent resident cards. So they have launch a new portal, and it's very quick process because I heard that people are getting their PR card within 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks. And also I can project that there are labor shortage here in Canada, or maybe in like upcoming year, like in 2022 or 2023, in healthcare, transportation, construction, or in manufacturing industry. So would that result into, easier immigration process?
So it's hard to say. As you have rightly addressed, that yes, there are definitely labor shortages in certain industry, but but as a norm, you know how that labor shortage assessment is addressed. So first, we see whether anyone who's regionally who's a resident is able to meet the labor gap, meet the skill gap. If nobody is willing or nobody is addressed, then the positions go to foreign nationals. So yes, based on that, and again coming back to our new Minister of Immigration, the Atlantic immigration, like Atlantic provinces, seem to have a lot of those problems in certain industries. So yes, I'm looking forward for new policies, faster processing, better timelines, and those kind of things.
And what do you think the top occupations in Canada for 2022?
There, I won't go by the title of the occupations, but I will definitely go by the industries where we have seen a chronic labor shortage, and particularly because of pandemic, these gaps have been identified more and more. So the number one sector I would be like talking about would be healthcare, and healthcare.
Definitely, yeah.
Because we definitely need a lot of trained nurses, support workers, community workers, youth care workers, those kind of things. So that would definitely be one industry, healthcare and related ones. Second would be technology, yes, because we are evolving. A lot of focus has been and discussion had been among the climate for the climate and related kind of topics. So clean technology or solutions on those areas are something very evolving and very futuristic. The future trend is looking into that. So technology, definitely technology is one of the major sectors we have been looking into. Again, a sub-tier of the health sector will be pharmacy, pharmacist, medicine, those kind of things. Drivers, truck drivers, transportation drivers, they are the lifeline. For them, we kind of lived through the whole pandemic. If they wouldn't have been taking their fleets and driving across the border, getting us the food, the medicine, the necessities, where would we have been? So definitely experienced drivers would be another sector. And then finally, another occupation which I would like to highlight would be educators. That is something also we definitely see a lot of demand in early child educators, because parents, we have to work, we have to to carry on with our lives, and we have little ones in our house, and they go to daycares, they go to day homes, kindergartens, those kind of things. So these educators are somebody we really depend upon. So we have to watch out. Some of the professions are regulated in certain provinces. So if you have the proper education, proper skill, you have the regulatory certification, then definitely these would be the occupations to go for.
Yeah, and the industry and related NOCs, right? So like the people who are involved in related NOCs, they have better chances to immigrate easily.
Yes, no, I would say all kinds of, there is a requirement for people from all kind of backgrounds. But yes, if you're from NOC O, A, B, you're a skilled worker, you have certain years of education, experience and relatable education, you have skilled experience, then definitely the transition becomes easier.
Yeah, so it's been 2 years and people are desperately waiting to come to Canada because the FSWP program, like they didn't have any draw for the FSWP, right? They only had draws for CEC and PNPs. And now that the COVID-19 effect has been reduced, like do you think there will be FSWP draw soon? And if yes, like what will be the approximate CR code?
Sure, sure. So you have asked a very pressing question to me. This is something we are always discussing, and this is the question I keep getting asked by my clients all the time who reach out to me, who are interested to move to Canada in the future. Yes, the last draw that took place was in December of 2020, but we have seen a pattern. When the pandemic just started, the government stopped issuing the draws. But then again, when it was in control in the last year, when the fall, during the fall months till December, the draws were taking place before it was again halted. And up until now, it's almost a year that the draws are not taking place. I would say it's not an easy answer because a lot of it depends on the health security and the public health safety, those kind of things. All the PNPs and everything are very province centric. It depends on how each and every province is doing. For example, as you know, Alberta is not doing well at all in terms of, COVID cases, the rising number of cases. So they have to focus a lot on that. But yes, there is a sense and an expectation of the pandemic of being in control. We have seen in September the border opened for fully vaccinated travelers. The Canada and US border is also expected to open, and travel is going to start. So these are the symptoms of noticing and of going towards normalcy. But having said that, there have been rumors that it may open very soon, maybe at the end of the year, before Christmas, early next year. Yes, we are expecting, but you never know. You never know. We have to wait for the government communication from the government.
Okay. So as of now, I think we don't have exact date or exact answers, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So that we, like for FSWP, I would say it's on hold. Like, what is the best and fastest way to immigrate to Canada?
Sure. So right now, as you can see, immigration did not stop even because of pandemic. Throughout the pandemic, immigration continued. People came in, but you have to see where the focus is. If you're just thinking that I just want to go for a leisurely holiday, then of course that's not a focus, because then visitor visas are taking long to get processed compared to what it used to be before, because it's not the process. But if you're one of those economic immigrants, like you're moving here under the economic programs, be it a temporary resident visa, be you're coming to work here, you're coming to do business here, you're coming here as an international student, then it is very different, because you have something to engage with, and that will be productive, and that will not only be helping your skills, also the economy, both ways. So I would say right now, as of now, those are the programs where more and more focus should be in employment, education, business, investment.
Okay. So do you think that PNP demand is increasing because there is no FSWP draw?
It was always there, and yes, based on what a particular immigrant is wanting, it is a lot of it is based on their personal plans, the life stage they are in, where they are going to be working, where they are going to be settling in. So for example, Saskatchewan, it is a very popular province because of the program which they have, which does not require a job offer. It is very much based on the human capital they have, their background, their education, their language skills. That would be one thing. French, if you're a French speaker, if you the French mobility program is another thing. You would be exempt for certain labor market impact assessment, because and if you're willing to settle outside Quebec, then also that's another program. So I would say yes, PNP is definitely is important, because you are getting kind of a validation from the provincial government before you go to the federal government. The provincial government is already kind of supporting your move and everything. So I would say yes, PNP is definitely something to look forward for.
And people are asking me like which PNP is better, or like if we have this kind of, like IT or any other profession, like which PNP should I choose? So in generalized way, I would ask you like which PNP is better for the people who has like low IELTS score.
So there
And
is no one answer for that. We don't have any ranking for PNPs for sure. But since you took the example of IT, yes, there is a PNP particularly for IT professionals. We know the BC Tech Pilot.
yes, yeah.
It has very fast processing times, great timelines, select 29 occupations, easier to find out employment and have that match. BC, British Columbia is an amazing province. So yes, but it is for IT professionals. It's not for the mass. It
And
depends
it's
on what
not
kind of.
pilot anymore, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. And also it depends a lot on your background, your skills, your education, your age, where you're coming from. Say, for example, if you're a business owner, if you're self-employed, then it's a completely different kind of programs would be workable for you. And by self-employed business owner, I do not mean that you have to be like an owner of a multinational.
Yeah.
You can be a small business owner. All you need to have is good experience. Your paperwork should be in place, and yes, you would be able to take advantage of the programs if you're willing to immigrate.
And yeah, like what is your advice to the people who want to start their process, like how to get started correctly, and how to avoid the late processing of the files?
Sure, sure. So this is a very how should I say, a very good technical question which you have asked, because a lot of the conversations which I have heard, or people who have approached me, they have missed out on time by doing research. So they have lost on their age, their educational, or the language assessment date duration is almost at the end of expiry. So I have been asking them, what have been doing all this while? They're like, we have been researching. I've been researching where? Like on social media platforms, chat groups, and everything. So I'm like, you should have, if you're confused about something, you should talk to an expert. You should talk to a consultant who will be who, if you're eligible, they will say yes, you're eligible. If not, you're not. So I would say the first thing is for you to get started is find out about your eligibility criteria, say what you want, like be clear cut about your plan, then only you will be able to go to the next step. So I would say if somebody is wanting to know, for with me, I would say go ahead, book a consultation with me and see for yourself that where you stand, whether at all you qualify, and if you do, what is the process, what's the overall timeline, what kind of expenses you're expecting, what kind of documents would be required for you. Because all of us come from different backgrounds, different countries, different language capabilities. So I would say start by talking to an expert. That's my, would be my advice.
Yeah, I would say that would be a fastest way to start, right? I would say
And
go to
one
consult.
and one other problem that is kind of like infesting the whole system, particularly in Southeast Asia, which I have heard from my clients, is ghost consultants. I have heard people with no authority, with no license, with nothing, and they are just going on advising people. And
Yeah.
and then at the end of the day, people are losing out their money, losing energy, losing time, and the experience. So I would say most of my clients who come to me have been cheated or robbed by some ghost consultants in some country, and then they come to me because they are there. I'm in Canada. I don't know. I don't reach out
Yeah.
to them. And so I would say, don't do that. Start correct, save your time, and save your money.
Yeah, it's a big money making business actually. The immigration is big money making business for the people like who do not have any kind of knowledge, and it's good for the people who are like pretending that they are good licensed agent.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's a lot of hard work to
Yeah,
become.
yeah. Definitely. Okay. And also there is a new update about the NOC system. So the NOC system is going to be changed, right? Like, can you please throw us some lights on that?
Sure. So every 10 years, the NOC system is kind of revisited, like updated, shuffled based on the present, how should I say, how the economy is going, the changes, the policies and the governments and all those things. So I think next year we will be there. So the new NOC system is going to be known as TEER, TEER, and this stands for training, experience, education, and responsibility. The majority of the divisions, like right now we have NOC O, A, B, C, D. So in the new tier system, without going into much technicality and detail, I would say the NOC B, which was there, will have more classification. It will be widened, and there will be more focus on your education and experience and the kind of responsibility. So for example, a lot of it right now, if you're from NOC B, if you're an engineer, be it you're an engineer of hypothetical experience of 3 years who worked in a certain company, and also an engineer who has a diverse portfolio coming from a different background. They all kind of come under the same category. But in the future, in the new tier system, it will be more, how should I say, more categorized, more focus will be given. What kind of job have you done, you have had done before, the kind of responsibilities you have taken, it will be more detailed.
Okay, but is it official on the website now? Like, can we find it on the website?
There had been an announcement. There had been an that it's coming, but it will be, there is a breakup given there, but more information is going to be expected, more clarity on the NOC matrix, which we have currently on the present OABC. I'm expecting more is going to be coming in the coming days. So as of now, the older NOC is still active. That is very much in practice. And the new tier, sometime next year, 2022, spring or summer, from that time, it's expected to take effect.
Okay, so like some of the people are already in the pool. So will that, like those are also getting affected, right?
People who have already submitted their application should not. So it's only after when the new tier system takes effect, it will be implemented on the new applicants who are filing. But somebody who have already filed their application and it's in the process, they should not.
Okay. Okay. So the people who are in the pool get affected, but not the people who who have already started the process.
Correct.
Okay. And also nowadays I'm getting like so many job offers and LMIS to verify. And I find like 99% of the job offers and LMIS are fake. Like, do you have anything to say on that? Like on the fake agents or people who do this fraud, and any advice to the aspirants who are looking for the work to come to Canada?
Yeah, so this is again another common question I get.
Yeah.
I get copies of LMIS and people ask me, can you please verify this is true or fake? So it's hard. It depends on the kind of creative skills these scammers have. So going back to the same question, start correctly. Do not go to people who are not authorized representatives. So authorized representatives always work with legitimate people. So you will, whoever the employer is, use your common sense, basically. Like in the entire process, did you speak to the employer, who the employer is, who is hiring you? What is your wage? Are you getting the correct wage? Because it's not that you can be offered any wage. There is a standard in Canada, median wage, and they have to offer you, and it has to be at par with what Canadian citizens and residents are getting. So I would say simply do your do your due diligence, use your common sense before investing any kind of money. Talk to an authorized representative, and basically these are the key fundamental steps you should do before falling into that trap.
Yeah, definitely. I also made the video on that. Like, I can see from the from the job offer later, it's too fancy and too many symbols on it, and there are Canadian flags and stamps are everywhere. Like the authentic job offer doesn't have like those kind of stuff. Right?
Some of them are really good. They're close to the real ones, and unless you have a unless you're into the profession and you know that this is not how it's hard to even, identify that this is not a real letter. So yeah,
Yes.
I would say, like, do your due diligence, use your common sense. First and foremost, it's not easy to get a job offer. Number one, I mean, foreign nationals, they are going through a lot of pain, lot of hurdle, lot of things. They are not here. They do not know how the country functions, what questions the employers will ask, what documents or what the employer will ask, and things they will never ask.
Yeah.
That's how it is. But unless you're talking to somebody from here, how would you know that?
Yeah, that's correct. And also one common question on PNPs, like I'm getting that, uh, does the education and experience really have to match? For example, people have experience in IT, but they are graduated in BCom. Like, so I would say it depends on the different PNP requirement, but in general, like, what are your comments on that?
Uh, yes, as you rightly highlighted, it depends on different PNPs. I mean, there are so many provinces. Each provinces have different programs, and their requirements are different. But if you're applying, mostly PNPs require you to have a job offer. So job offer, the job you are applying for should match and have a resemblance with the kind of work, maybe not from the very beginning, but at least for the last few time. It should resemble the kind of work you have done and the kind of work you're coming to do.
Okay. Thank you very much, Kohinoor, for clarifying the question and answers for us. And it will be very helpful for the viewers who want to immigrate to Canada.
Thank you for inviting me, and it was great speaking to all of you. And if there is any questions or any doubts or any clarities required, I mean, I'm there. You can reach out to me. And best of luck for all the future interested people who are wanting to move to Canada. I wish you all the best.
And please, guys, comment me in the comment box below if you have any particular questions or concerns, and also comment if you want a separate video on common question and answers for PNPs or any other common topic. We can also work on that as well. Thank you so much, Kohinoor, and thank you so much all of you for watching this video.